Okay, so I've just drained the coolant. Well, I've actually just taken the flywheel off and put it back on for another video. So if you guys want to know how to remove the flywheel or reinstall it or whatever, there's another video for that because I had to make a video to help someone. So next, all I've got to do, I've taken the top hose off, I've drained the coolant, I've taken the carb off, taken the exhaust off. All I have to do now is, because I'm going to remove this whole cylinder, the head, the water jacket cover, exhaust manifold, inlet manifold, I'm going to take it all off in one go, just because it's easier. I'm not changing the head, so why do it? Why take all this off when you don't need to? I may take it off when it's off the bike, but for now I'm just going to undo the 4-cylinder nuts and slide it off. Now there is a special tool for doing this, and I haven't seen it in ages, probably a year since I last did a top end, so I may have to just quickly find it. Okay, here it is. This is a half moon spanner. You can get these on PJME. This is an 11 and 13 mil. They're the two common size of nuts on the cylinder base. I think from factory they came with an 11 mil, but Aprilia stopped selling the studs, so a lot of people put 13 mil nuts on them. 13 mil nut is okay. It might have been the other way around, but I can't remember what's on my bike, whether they're 11s or 13s. I've got a funny feeling that they're 11. Yes, they are 11. So, yeah, these are tight. So I'm just going to undo the cylinder nuts now. I'm just going to slacken all 4 corners off first of all, and then I'll go around and undo the rest of them. This is quite good, but I have found that you will need a proper spanner, 11 mil, as well. But you know, sometimes you can get that little extra turn with these because of the room situation. So all 4 nuts are loose now. I'm going to do them. Just sit there and just spin them off by hand. It's just that one nut in the in this corner really that can be a bit of a ball ache. The rest, you know, really come off quite easily. You could easily do a top end rebuild on an RS within, I don't know, have it from running to stripping it completely and then running again, probably easily within an hour and a half. Probably some people who are super rapid, maybe 2 people, could do it in an hour. Normally when I do it, if I'm, you know, setting up the squish and that, 2 hours, you know, but I'm never normally rushing it, you know, but if you wanted to just rip it off, change a ring or change the piston and put it back together, you could do it pretty quick. I've probably spent about an hour getting to this stage, but I've done the flywheel thing and recorded some bits, so, you know, I'm in no rush here. This engine ain't going to be running again tonight anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so now I can just lift the barrel off. You can use the flywheel to turn it to get the piston at the bottom to help you a little bit. My piston's already at the bottom. Oh shit. Well, I can see why I had low compression. This cylinder's going to need a... this cylinder's dead. Oh shit. That's hilarious. So this cylinder is a ported 125. It was ported by Greg, who's done my 140 as well. This was only a road tune. But bloody hell, there's some things let go in there. There is, I don't know whether you guys can see this, but there are massive gouges in that, on the inlet side straight up and on the right hand side as well. The piston's got damage in exactly the same places. I wonder if I'm not sure what's broke up to do that, to be fair. We'll find out. It may be a bit of ring, maybe a bit of gudgeon pin, it might have been a bit of spark plug, it might be a bit of little end or big end. I'm not sure. Spark plug looks okay. This is absolutely disgusting. That is insane. To be honest with you, I thought the bore was okay. So I'm going to have to take this piston off to really examine what's caused that damage. But to me, that looks like the ring peg. the ring peg has completely eaten away at the piston and it's just sheared off. That's pretty mental. I'm going to take this piston off. The bottom end is absolutely solid. Like the big end, there's no play in that comrod at all. That's a bit disappointing. Oh well, what can I do? This piston has done about 6,500 miles though on a single ring. Obviously, something's happened to it, and I'll have to investigate what actually has gone on. It's a massive shame that barrel has to be replated, because that was at its smallest size. You know, it could have been re-honed out. Like, this piston is 53.95 mil. That's the smallest piston you can actually get in these. You can get them all up to, there's another 5 hone stages after that. So, you know, that could have been honed out, but unfortunately those gouges are a lot bigger than 50 microns. So this is going to need possibly welding and replating. What a massive shame. Oh dear. Poor RS. I'm surprised it still ran with those massive gouges in it. No wonder it wouldn't idle. Bloody hell. Right, I'm going to take this piston off. I will turn the camera back on once I've taken the piston off, examined a few things, and yeah, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay guys, so I've taken the piston off. Here is the ring, and come on. So here's the ring, the gudgeon pin, the small end. The small end bearing is intact. All of the rollers are still there, which is good. The piston ring looks very worn around the ring peg area, but other than that, looks pretty good. You're not going to be able to see it, but I will include some pictures. But I found a foreign object in the bottom end, stuck in the little slit in the bottom of the comrod. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but as I said, I'll put a little picture in. But there is definitely a foreign piece of metal stuck in where the oil gets to. Now, this could have been a big end roller. There is no up and down play in the crank, in the big end bearing on the crank at all, which is slightly worrying actually, because even though that's a good sign, it might mean one of the rollers has fell out and it's all seized in there, because that can happen. You can think that there's no play, it feels good, but it might have all broken apart. The piston is over here. Now, where the ring peg is, I'm pretty sure the ring peg goes there. Well, it's no longer there. There's a gaping hole. So my best guess would be that the ring peg has come out, and that's what's caused all this damage, and that's what's stuck in the bottom of my comrod. So as you can see, this is the inlet side of the piston here. This is the exhaust side, so it goes in the bike like that, with the exhaust this side, inlet here, and that's where the piston ring would have gone, like that, around there. I did take it off just so it's a bit easier to see, but as you can see, there's a big score where the ring peg was. This light sucks. There is scores here in the near the circlip ball, but the circlip was still there. The circlip on the other side was still there as well, but obviously I've had to take that out to get the piston out. There's also a gouge there. Exhaust side of the piston looks pretty good actually. Obviously there's a bit of wear, but you know, this piston has done 6,000 odd miles. So yeah, I'm suspecting that it's the ring peg. I'm not 100% sure. It looks pretty likely to me, considering that there's no ring peg there anymore. There's a massive gouge, and pretty sure that foreign piece of material in the bottom of the comrod is the ring peg. It's a bit dodgy whether to, you know, whether I should risk doing a full rebuild or not. I might just try and get that piece out of the comrod, because there's no shrapnel in the bottom end that I can see. But to get that out, I'm going to have to get a magnet and hold it next to it and pop it out. I don't have a magnet, so I'll have to get one before I try and remove that, or else I won't be able to get it out of the crankcase if it falls out. Now I will take this apart and show you guys further, but you know, there are deep gouges in that, very deep. So I'm going to take this apart now, take some pictures.